unfolding drama within the APC in Edo State and ahead of the governorship race, the screening process led by the Honorable Julius Ihonvere has culminated in the unveiling of a final 4 names on the list featuring 4 aspirants, which of course I will be showing you who they are, the 4 persons. While the screening committee, through a process they say is meticulous and thorough, aimed to ensure the emergence of the most qualified candidate, it has sparked mixed reactions amongst the aspirants. Some contenders expressed their discontent, citing concerns of fairness and injustice. The stakes are undeniably high as the political landscape in Edo takes shape, leaving us all eagerly anticipating the next chapter in this electoral journey. So you see, they've cut down from about 29 to an initial 10, then to 4. And these are the 4 that Honorable Julius Ihonvere led committee is screened the aspirants. Tonight, I'm being joined by one of the aspirants, not in that list, the one that was screened out. He was in the initial 10, but he couldn't make it to the final cut. Former Commissioner for Information in Edo State, Prince Kasim Afegbua. Thank you so much indeed.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
You didn't make the final cut. Because you had dreams, I've seen your write-ups, I've seen you speaking about your ambition. You had thought that you will be the next governor of Edo State. But that dream has been shattered now.
Well, it's okay. That's democracy for you. Because you have desire, you have aspiration. When you are joining the fray to contest election, you have 2 things in your mind. You either lose or you win. And in the process of securing the ticket of a party, you also have to bear in mind that if it is not you, it must be someone else. So 29 of us, initially the leader of the party in the state felt that that was quite too high. If we're going to be buying the nomination form of 50 million, that would be in the region of 1.450 billion, kind of. And so it could be meeting.
It's a good money for your party, isn't it?
But you need this money more in the state, not necessarily at the party headquarters. A meeting was called, of all the aspirants. We debated it, we discussed it, and all of that, and we came to the conclusion that a committee should be set up by the leadership, which we given the responsibility to prune down the figure.
This is an initiative of the state chapter of Edo.
The leaders,
APC.
State chapter of Edo. The leaders of the party in the state, the leaders.
Isn't that in itself a problem?
How?
The duty of the primary, governorship primary, is that of the headquarters of the party, not at the state level.
The headquarters cannot work in isolation. The party is domiciled at the state level. That is where you have wards. Wards are not captured in the
But I'm saying the prerogative as known to law for primary and the conduct of it is by the national body of the party.
That responsibility has not been taken away from them.
The processes of it is supposed to be.
No. You are not getting the explanation. You see, the responsibility is still within the purview of national headquarters. The primary has not been conducted. With the role that the leadership played in the state is essentially advisory in this sense, to help mitigate undue rancor and also undue waste of resources, such that at the end of the day we also have counterproductive effect on the party when the real proper campaign starts. If you are going to be spending 1.4 billion naira to buy forms of all the 29 aspirants, you are empowering the center here. At the end of the day, only one individual will emerge in that process. So the leadership felt that rather than, invest that kind of money in the primary process that will produce only one person, we can as well bring down the figure of 29 to a manageable size that will also save money. Because when you win as a candidate, you also need the support of other persons. The 50 million they will have invested in going to buy form, they can invest it in the campaign.
So, Mr. Afegbua, get me right. And I'm talking about processes now. These are one of the major things that we are lacking in this part of the world when we mix up the standards for processes. By law, the national body of a party is responsible for conducting a primary.
They will still be conducting.
Just a moment. What the Julius Ihonvere committee has done is largely helping the national body of the party to conduct part of the primary, because you have helped them to prune down the number that will now eventually go for the primary. It's a process of the primary.
You see, the state has prerogative to say these are the number of aspirants that are contested.
Under the APC law or under the electoral law?
No, wait. The national leadership will play its role as the body that will conduct primaries in the state. Primary has not been conducted.
But this is part of it.
No. This is not
part of it.
No. You are getting the explanation wrong. You see, it is
you are the one that is explaining it.
No.
Because Nigerians need to understand
that
these four people, just a moment, these four people, and I don't want my viewers to get it mixed up and confused.
Yeah.
These four people will be the one that will be allowed to obtain the funds. Is that right?
Not just. We have seen other persons who say they want to collect the forms.
So that screening is not binding. The outcome of the screening is not binding on the members of the party.
You see, I use a particular word. I say advisory. It's in our own interest to save money, to help the party in the state. If 29 persons are coming to just for tickets, only one person is expected to emerge. You see, the process of primary will come, and that will be conducted by the national headquarters. That responsibility has not been taken away from them. They have the right to conduct the primaries based on those who would buy. If you feel that you want to still go ahead, when the leadership of the party in the state have advised that this will be tidier for us to bring down the number to a manageable size for us so that we can save costs, and you still want to go ahead, like some other persons have said they want to go ahead.
Because let me just ask a quick question.
Yeah.
So the outcome is not binding on the members of the party. After the screening, you still can go ahead and obtain the form.
Some persons have said that. That's okay.
All right. So in this sense, what was the process? What is the criteria? Because you participated in it.
Yeah. You see, we had a meeting, all of us, and we subscribed to that. We subscribed to that committee.
Did all the aspirants agree to that?
Agreed to that committee, yes. And Ihonvere became the chairman plus 5 other persons, two drawn from each of the senatorial districts for balancing. Ihonvere was the chairman. And we were given terms of reference. When we got there, they would ask you questions about your performance in the last election. If you are contesting for governor, you should be able to deliver your polling unit in the last election. You should be able to deliver your ward, or perhaps your local government, depending. And so each of these carries a particular grade. They have to look at your finances, if you are strong enough financially to also embark on this journey, and also look at your academic qualifications and what have you. Don't forget, in the final analysis, the national headquarters will still set up a screening committee as provided for in their own timetable that will screen those aspirants that will have been
screened by the Ihonvere committee.
Yeah. The party will screen those ones properly. So the whole essence of the Ihonvere committee is to come up with a manageable size. You see, people are getting it wrong, thinking that maybe this is to deny people their own right to contest.
Because let me tell you something.
Yeah.
There are very prominent people in your party in Edo State who wants the ticket of your party. Now they have been screened out. They are out of the 4. If my producers can bring back the names of those who are out of these names, are the former governorship candidate of your party, Pastor Osage Izeyamu. Part of is the former minister Clem Agba. A part of those who are screened out is a sitting member of the House of Reps, Honorable Anamero Dekeri. Part of those who are screened out is General Ayavere. And these are very prominent members of your party.
Let me ask you.
And there are those who will want that. I mean, those who will be asking the question, if you say performance, what you have done for your party, on what criteria were these people screened out?
No, wait. All of these persons, are they all going to appear as candidates of the party? They are just aspirants. Only one person will emerge.
You know the allegations coming up.
No, please.
It's the fact that there are those who think that this committee is actually brought together to scheme some set of people out.
You see, let me tell you, Shehu, I have run political party before. I even rose to the position of acting national chairman of the party, National Democratic Party. You see, when people talk about primaries and political party management, there's what they call internal mechanism for even consensus building. It's permissible within the ambits of democracy. Nobody can take that away. But in doing that, it is not total. So when you do things of this nature to bring down a number from 29 to a manageable size, and the party decides that, okay, this is better for us so that we can save costs and also save for the rainy day, because the re-election is the real challenge. Then some persons will say, oh no, they have been screened out, they have not been given right to exercise their franchise and all of that. Even when they enter the race, they will still end up not getting the ticket. Because the preponderance of opinion, please let me learn.
Yeah,
the preponderance of opinion will be on the side of what the decision that the leadership has taken. Like for me, I thought I was going to be the candidate of the party, given my name recognition, given the fact that I've invested so much in politics, given the fact that I've been active out there, I have a lot of fans, followers, and all of that. But when the initial 10 names came out, my name was there. I said, oh, good news. Then when the next 6 names came out, my name was removed.
Then
it was
4.
Listen, yes, the final, then no, the 6 before the 4. I was paying initially, but I said, this is the reality of life.
What was it that the committee saw that threw you out of the list?
Let me tell you, it's like you are doing summary. 29 persons who are qualified for elections, for example, you will just look for little things that to make one different from the other, and that to be captured within the ambit of the terms of reference.
In your
mind,
Prince,
yeah.
Do you think that these people, the 4 people on that list, are better than you?
Oh, the 4?
The final 4.
They might not be better than me, but I'm from Edo North part of the state. These 4 persons are from Central, they are Sagitation. They are from Edo South, that's the Benin axis. And don't forget that in Edo North presently we have a minister of the federal minister of the Niger Delta, and so the leaders, took into consideration certain variables, certain consideration. If you have a minister from one part and the other is shouting about marginalization or what have you, the expectation will be that, okay, let us allow them. So you
look at Senator Monday Okwebolo.
Yeah,
he's a sitting senator. Yes. You have Dennis Idahosa. You have Colonel David Imuse.
You mean the past chairman of the party?
Honorable Lucky Maswai.
Yeah, former deputy governor of the state.
Can any one of these, if they get the ticket or fly the ticket of the party, give the party a good outing?
Of course, if the party wasn't popular, you won't have 29 persons justly for the ticket. It means that the party is popular in the state, that's one. Secondly, the ruling party in the state has barely 3 or 4 aspirants. And so when you see that kind of popularity, you now know how to manage the popularity so that it doesn't even produce rancor.
Does this zoning issue actually is it much of a headache for the APC in terms of who becomes the ticket bearer of the party?
For me, I've spoken on issue of zoning, before now, that Edo State APC is not known to zoning. That's one. 2, the politics of Edo State is skewed in such a way that the demographics dictate the flow, the flow of politics in Edo than issue of deliberately saying this is zoning.
So the Central still has a upper hand?
No, the Central are the ones that are saying that they should be their turn. And I'm saying that it has to be a product of negotiation, constructive engagement, and collective bargaining. Because in politics, you can't just impose your whims as if it's a sense of entitlement. No.
But people from your senatorial district.
I'm from Edo North.
Yeah. So you have an Adams Oshiomhole.
Yeah, Adams Oshiomhole was a governor. If you look at the demographics in the state, we have 4 governors from Edo South. We have 2 in Edo Central. We have 1 in Edo North. So Adams Oshiomhole has always been the only governor we have produced in Edo North. So if you talk about even marginalization, it's Edo North that should...
But what if you talk about rotation? If Adams Oshiomhole from the north and Godwin Obaseki from the south, there are those who will think for rotation's sake, the next governor should come from the central.
I am telling you that these persons who you have mentioned were not products of rotation. Adams Oshiomhole came in 2007 to contest under AC, Action Congress. literally unknown in Edo State. He took it to use his popularity, and he won the election by tribunal in 2008, became a governor. So it wasn't a product of zoning that produced a matter of zoning.
When this has happened, politically speaking, you need to balance things.
No, when you say balancing, if you say balancing, a zone that has 2 governors had 5 ministers at some point, and a zone that had 1 governor and 1 minister at some point, which one should be crying more? So I don't know.
There is a dilemma in Edo State which only God can help you guys resolve.
No, there are no issues. You see, people must learn to be mature with outcome of political engagement, so that you can also, play the role of a role model to others. Because for me, people were asking, they were expecting that I was going to use my head to break coconut for others. And I said, no, this time I am going to abide by the details of what was agreed on, because we subscribe to that committee.
So you have accepted the process?
I have accepted the process.
You are not going to run?
I am not going to run.
Are you going to support anyone?
Anybody who emerges as the candidate, I will support.
Who do you think is out of the 4, who is your best here?
I'm not... issue of choices are known to the
I'm asking for your own.
No, that's why it is called secret balloting. Even when they are doing primary,
you are doing a direct primary. So it's not secret ballot.
No, when you do a direct primary, you queue up. Let that day come. You see where
a lot of the times it's option A for that.
Whether option A4, whether option A2, whether option anything. What matters is that on that day you will see my preferences. Because my own personal advice is that even out of these 4, they should be able to prune it down to just 1. In the spirit of consensus, so that we save money for the bigger picture of the real electoral contest.
Prince Kasim Afegbua is actually a real prince. He has his stool back in Okwela, although he doesn't sit as much on that stool. I don't know how convenient that stool is. So the beats in his hand are that of the prince. Some of us are royalty. We have the blue, the purple blood in us running. Only that we prefer to do what I'm a prince too.
Let me advise other aspirants that only 1 person is expected to emerge as a candidate. And it is better for us to understand that, so that we don't begin to dissipate energy and resources because we feel that we are popular, we want to say. In the final analysis, the main election is the crux of the matter.
Thank you so much. Prince Kasim Afegbua, thank you so much indeed for your time.
It's a pleasure.